Best player you've gone against?
In college, it's been probably Caitlin, Aaliyah.
The sports world absolutely loves a feud. It feeds on the toxic idea that two queens can't sit on the same throne, constantly pushing successful women against each other to generate clicks, outrage, and nonstop engagement. For the past 3 years, the media machine has been working overtime to manufacture a bitter personal war between Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark. They've framed it as the UConn prodigy versus the Iowa phenomenon, dissecting every glance, every tweet, and every stat line, desperately searching for even the smallest hint of resentment. Every narrative was built around jealousy, around bitterness, around the idea that one had to fall for the other to rise. And just when that storyline reached its boiling point, something happened at the USA basketball training camp that completely shattered the illusion. What leaked out of that gym, followed by an interview that stunned everyone, didn't just debunk the rivalry. It exposed a terrifying new reality for the rest of the basketball world. And the proof came from an unexpected place. It started with a few grainy clips surfacing online from the USA women's national team training camp. This wasn't just any camp. This was a convergence of WNBA legends and the future faces of the sport, all sharing the same floor. Everyone expected tension. Caitlin Clark, a rookie who had been face-guarded, targeted, and dismissed by veterans for months, stepping onto the court with players who had publicly questioned her hype. And then there was Paige Bueckers, the college superstar many felt was overshadowed by the Caitlin Clark phenomenon while she fought through injuries. The stage was set perfectly for drama. Cameras ready for cold shoulders, forced smiles, and separation drills. That's not what happened. Instead, the world witnessed basketball nirvana. The clips showed Paige and Caitlin not just coexisting, but thriving together. During scrimmages, they shared the backcourt, and the chemistry was instant. Almost unsettling. Caitlin's logo-range gravity stretched defenses beyond their limits, warping coverages before the possession even developed. That pressure opened slashing lanes that Paige attacked with surgical precision. They were communicating, laughing, high-fiving, moving like teammates who'd played together for years. For fans watching, it triggered a sudden realization. The media wants enemies, but what we were seeing were basketball soulmates. And that was only the beginning. The real bombshell dropped when the microphones turned on. This wasn't a rushed soundbite on the way to the bus. This was Paige Bueckers sitting down and breaking down the game with a maturity that made the current WNBA discourse look childish. When asked about Caitlin Clark, Paige didn't default to a safe PR answer. She didn't just say, "She's great." She went deeper. She talked about Caitlin's passing, an overlooked part of her game buried beneath scoring records and logo threes. Paige highlighted the court vision, the pace, and the insane difficulty of what Caitlin is asked to do every single night. What stood out most wasn't the words themselves, but the tone. There was zero envy, no competitive bitterness, no "I'm coming for her spot" energy, just pure, unfiltered respect. Paige called Caitlin a generational talent and openly acknowledged the crushing pressure she carries. And context matters here. Paige is a competitor. She wants to be the best. But she's secure enough in her own greatness to recognize another without feeling threatened. In an era where players like shady tweets or throw passive-aggressive comments in post-game interviews, Paige's endorsement felt revolutionary. It sent a message. The new generation of women's basketball isn't here to tear each other down. They're here to take over together. To understand how powerful that statement was, you have to look at the environment Caitlin Clark walked into. Since joining the WNBA, the reception from the old guard has been icy. Legends warned her reality was coming. Analysts questioned her records. Opponents delivered off-ball hits that looked more like frustration than basketball. There's a clear sense of gatekeeping happening, and the resentment often spills onto the court through excessive physicality. This is where Paige flips the entire narrative. If anyone had a reason to feel jealous, it would be her. Before injuries interrupted her career, Paige was the chosen one. First freshman to win National Player of the Year, the face of the sport. Then, while she was rehabbing, Caitlin Clark ascended to icon status, breaking records and dominating headlines. A lesser competitor would feel bitterness. A lesser star would look at Nike deals and private jets and feel away. Paige didn't. She celebrated it. And that proves something important. The resentment we're seeing isn't about competition. It's about insecurity. Paige Bueckers is not insecure. Now, let's step away from the drama and talk basketball because the footage from that practice revealed something terrifying for opposing teams. Why did Paige and Caitlin look so good together? The answer is simple: complementary skill sets. Caitlin Clark is a high-usage offensive engine. She controls tempo, stretches defenses horizontally, and forces coverage decisions the moment she crosses half court. Paige, on the other hand, is the ultimate efficiency weapon. She thrives in the mid-range, attacks the paint, and dominates off the ball like a silent assassin. In the clips, every time Caitlin initiated the offense, defenses panicked. They stepped up to guard her at the logo, leaving massive gaps behind them. Paige recognized it instantly. Backdoor cuts, flashing to the high post, finding space that simply shouldn't exist at this level. And Caitlin, arguably the best passer in the world, found her every time. It was symbiotic. Caitlin creates chaos. Paige punishes it. Seeing this in a Team USA setting made one thing crystal clear: the 2028 Olympics are going to be a nightmare for everyone else. If these two share a backcourt for extended minutes, no country on earth has the perimeter defense to contain them. Paige also touched on something darker in the interview: the physical toll of the pro game. She acknowledged how brutal the league is and subtly defended Caitlin against criticism. She validated the hits, the traps, the constant pressure. And by doing that, she was also preparing herself. Paige is projected to be the #1 pick in 2025. She knows the same "welcome to the league" treatment is waiting for her. By aligning with Caitlin now, she's forming a united front. She's saying, "I see what you're doing to her, and I know you'll try it with me." That's a power move. It shifts the narrative from rookies versus everyone to future versus past. And the future looks unstoppable. This moment is even sweeter when you remember the history. UConn versus Iowa. Final Four. The clash of titans. Controversy, emotion, and endless online toxicity. Fans took sides. Narratives hardened. It would have been easy for Paige to lean into the anger. She didn't. Now, months later, wearing the same USA colors, Paige and Caitlin put a definitive end to the fan wars. You can't be a Paige fan who hates Caitlin or a Caitlin fan who hates Paige when the players themselves are hyping each other up on camera. They're killing the toxicity at its source. And this also disrupts the media triangle. Angel Reese versus Caitlin. Paige positioned off to the side. But Paige's public praise breaks the formula. Silence fuels clickbait. Speaking truth kills it. By openly supporting Caitlin, Paige isolates the real haters. Now shade looks personal, not universal. There's also a massive business angle here. Paige and Caitlin are the two most marketable assets women's basketball has ever seen. Nil deals, shoe contracts, global brands. Together, they're an economy. They understand that fake rivalries sell headlines today, but real partnerships sell the league for the next decade. They're playing chess while everyone else plays checkers. And yes, the speculation has begun. Team USA friendships have historically led to super teams. LeBron and Wade, Katie and Kyrie. This practice was a seed planted. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but the idea is alive. The greatest backcourt ever? The foundation is already there. You have to give Paige her flowers. She spent more time rehabbing than playing over the past 3 years. Watching someone else rise while you're sidelined is mental torture. It breeds doubt. But Paige emerged without bitterness. That speaks to elite confidence. She doesn't need to dim Caitlin's light to shine. And the media hates this interview for one reason. It's wholesome. Respect doesn't sell like beef. That's why some outlets buried the story. It contradicts the narrative they've been pushing. But Paige and Caitlin don't care. They're athletes first. Looking ahead, Paige will enter the WNBA as the #1 pick. The Caitlin Clark treatment will follow her. But don't be surprised if Caitlyn becomes her loudest defender. What we're witnessing is the formation of a coalition, the new generation protecting its own. And the eye test confirms it. Ball-dominant players usually clash. Paige and Caitlyn synced instantly. That kind of chemistry can't be taught. This interview wasn't just praise. It was a declaration. The era of manufactured rivalry is over. The era of unity has begun.